All right, ready for number 3 on page 86. We're on exercise 40. Okay, this bar model or this problem, this word problem has a little twist to it too, but it's not too bad. So hopefully you tried a little bit of this on your own first and you're coming back here just to see if you got it right. Okay, give yourself that challenge on these next couple. Let's go ahead and read our problem first. The total weight of 5 pieces of butter and a bag of flour is 2.7 pounds. If the weight of the flour is 1.2 pounds, find the weight of each piece of butter. Sounds good. Okay, so we know that the butter, 5 pieces of butter, plus the flour, a bag of flour, we know that the total weight is 2.7 pounds. Sometimes it helps for you just to either draw a picture like I did in the last one or write down what you have so you know what you're working with. Let's make sure that that's exactly what we have. Let's read the first sentence again. The total weight of the butter and the flour is 2.7 pounds. Yep, butter plus flour equals 2.7 pounds. When we see the word total, we usually know that that means that we added those numbers together. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and look at our sentence and look at our next sentence again. If the weight of the flour is 1.2 pounds, oh, guess what? I'm going to fill that in right here, right underneath my flour. I'm going to put my 1.2 pounds right there. Find the weight of each piece of butter. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I've got all together so far. Let's look at this. This is an addition problem. Because this is an addition problem, our big number is at the end. Remember, whenever we have a big number, there are at least two small numbers that add up together to make that big number, okay? So in this case, we just have two numbers. They're adding up together to make our big number. Now, how do we find, so this is considered right here, this is considered a small number. This is my small number, and this is my big number. How do I find out what one of my small numbers is? And I always like to say small because that helps me remember that to find out what one of my small numbers is, I have to subtract. Okay, so to find a small number, you always subtract. When you subtract, you always start with the big number. You can never put a small number at the beginning of your subtraction problem. Okay, so we've got our big number, and I'm not going to worry about putting the pounds in right now. I will not worry about putting the units in. So we have 2.7, which is my big number, minus one of my small numbers, and that's going to give me my other small number right over here. Okay, so 2.7 minus 1.2. 7 minus 2 is 5. Oh, don't forget to drop that decimal point. 2 minus 1 is 1. We have 1 and 5/10 or 1.5 pounds. Okay, so now I know that my butter is 1.5 pounds. Does it sound like I'm done? Not quite, right? Let's go back and find out what's going on with this butter. It says a total weight of 5 pieces of butter. And the flour is 2.7 pounds. I want to find the weight of each piece of butter. Okay, so now I know I'm going to put that over here. My 1.5 pounds is for my butter. And now I'm going to get in to a little bar model. Okay, so 1.5 pounds. That's the weight of my butter. The problem is I have 5 pieces of butter. Well, the good thing is we've got ourselves a nice unit there because remember the units always have to be the same amount. And in this case, if I have one piece of butter that I bought at the store, it's going to be the exact same size and weight as another piece of butter from that brand. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of butter. And I know that altogether my butter weighs 1.5 pounds. Okay, so this is how I show all together. Okay, 1.5 pounds. Now, I want to know the weight of each piece. That would be basically just finding that little guy right there, okay? Because each of these pieces is the same. So if I have 1.5 all together and I have 5 pieces in total, what do? I divide. So I have 1.5 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First thing I do, decimal point up. Can 5 go into 1? Nope. Can 5 go into 15? Yep. 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. Subtract 0. Look, nothing else to bring down. And I have a 0. That means this problem is done. How easy was that? Now, my class likes to add a little 0 here to make it pretty. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and put my unit there too. I have 3/10 of a pound for each piece of butter. 0.3, and then I could also fill in 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. All together, those multiply or add up to 1.5 pounds. Okay, let's just make sure that I answered the question correctly. If the weight of the flour is 1.2 pounds, find the weight of each piece of butter. Sure enough, that gives it to me. So I'm going to say each piece is 0.3 pounds. All done. All right, on to the next one in just a few minutes.